Hello everyone, my name is Thomas White and this is Thomas Writes. Today I am going to be recapping my time with Nanowrimo this year. I haven't put out a video on Nanowrimo in a while, and since the month of November has come to a close, I figured it would be a good time to let you all know what I got done, what challenges I faced, as well as the successes that I enjoyed. The credit for this video idea goes to Emma Bennett. She has her own writing channel, and I will link it down in the description below. She was the one who gave me the ideas for the questions that I will be asking in this video, so shout out to her. And before I get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Now that school's finally over, I'm going to get to post more content more regularly, so feel free to leave a comment down below on what kind of videos you would like to see from me. And with that, let's get into the questions. The first question I have here is, what made you decide to attempt Nanowrimo this year? The biggest things that made me decide to attempt Nanowrimo are: one, I was able to become part of a writing group here in my hometown with some close friends who have been really encouraging me to write more, and they are a group that I can show my work to and feel comfortable with receiving critique and feedback from. So that's just really encouraged me to write more in general. Plus, I have more time than I have normally had in the past, so it has given me more time to be able to put towards things like writing and personal hobbies of mine. And then finally, starting this YouTube channel has very much encouraged me to share what I have been working on with the rest of you guys, as well as to be able to chronicle what I've been doing with Nanowrimo. Next question: how many times have you attempted Nanowrimo previously? To be honest, this is my first serious attempt at Nanowrimo. There were a couple of times in the past where I tried it, but I honestly only got like a couple hundred words into a draft before I lost motivation. So this is the farthest that I have ever gotten in a Nanowrimo, so I technically consider this to be my first one. Question 3, did you prep during Preptober? I did, though probably not as much as I should have. The biggest things that I did for preparation was I made a chapter outline for my novel, I also made character profiles for all of the main characters, and I wrote a lot on the lore and the backstory of the fantasy world that I have been developing. None of them were written to full completion, but that is somewhat intentional because I like to have a little bit of wiggle room to work with my characters and work with the story that I'm crafting. I don't want to be beholden to an outline to the point that it hinders my creativity. And I did find that while I was writing, I deviated from my outline quite a bit, but I think it ultimately will be in service of the story being better for it. What resources helped you during Nanowrimo? The biggest one would be my writing friends, both in person as well as online. Just getting encouragement and feedback from people who are wanting to hear more about what I'm working on, who are interested in critiquing my work, has really motivated me to push ahead with my writing. I also joined the Nanowrimo subreddit, and all of the people on there have been really great and in just encouraging me and giving good, honest feedback on practical steps to be able to take during the month to be able to help with staying motivated while writing. So for those of you on Reddit who watch this, thank you all for your encouragement. Question 5, what problems did you face? The biggest one for me would be scheduling, just putting aside time to write, because November is when I do finals for my school. I also just am very busy with work and other obligations in my life, so it's hard to put aside time for writing, given the fact that I'm writing all of these papers for my school. It can make me very unmotivated to write in my free time, just because it kind of makes it feel like work, even though it shouldn't be. And then also just the classic writer's block and having a lack of motivation at times. Those are some of the biggest mental obstacles I've had to get over. I probably could have done a lot more this month if I had pushed myself to write harder in spite of the mental blocks, in spite of not having motivation, because if you only write whenever you're feeling inspired, you're never going to get as much done as you could otherwise. Question 6. What was your favorite NaNoWriMo beverage and snack? Coffee. Question 7. Did you enjoy your NaNoWriMo experience? Yes, I did overall. I have made it farther in this draft of my book than I have in any other project that I've worked on, and even though I faced a lot of obstacles, I can definitely say that I enjoyed my experience with NaNoWriMo. Number 8, did you win NaNoWriMo? So for those of you who don't know, there's a couple different ways you can technically win NaNoWriMo. The first being, did you write 50,000 words over the course of November? And for me, I did not. I did not even get halfway to that point, unfortunately. I may have overestimated my abilities a bit in being able to reach that mark. But in terms of feeling satisfied, in terms of getting work done, I definitely won NaNoWriMo. I've made it farther in this draft of my novel than I have on any other project I've worked on, and I'm going to continue to work on it even though NaNoWriMo is over. So yes, I would say that I won. Question 9, what was your final word count for NaNoWriMo? At the end of NaNoWriMo, I ended up writing 18,820 words, which ended up coming to about a prologue and 4.5 chapters. So, my novel is turning out way longer than I thought it was going to be, and I don't know how much of that stuff I'm going to have to cut and edit once I go back to do a second draft, but again, I made it farther on this project than I ever could imagine that I would, so I am very thankful for the progress that I did get done, and even though I didn't get the 50,000, I'm not too upset about that, and I'm looking forward to trying out next year to see how things go with that. And then finally, will you be attempting NaNoWriMo next year? Most definitely. I will likely start a new project for next year's NaNoWriMo because my goal is to finish the first draft of The City Beyond the Veil by the time NaNoWriMo 2023 rolls around. I've already gotten a solid start on my draft, and I feel like if I keep pushing ahead, I can very much get a first draft done before the next NaNoWriMo comes up. And for next NaNoWriMo, I think it'll depend what I write once it comes around. Maybe I'll start book 2 of my series. Maybe I'll just start an entirely new book to begin with. I don't know. But all I can say is that I'm looking forward to doing NaNoWriMo next year. But that is my end of NaNoWriMo wrap-up. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and thank you for following my journey through NaNoWriMo 2022. Comment down below if you did NaNoWriMo this year or would ever consider doing it yourself. I'll be sure to continue to give you guys updates as my first draft of The City Beyond the Veil continues to be worked on, and feel free to reach out if you have questions or comments or just want to chat about books. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.